Hey, this is Bradley Benner with Semantic Mastery, and I wanted to give this quick video testimonial for the GMB Crush app that I got to beta test for a little over a week. I found it to be a very useful tool that provides these beautiful reports that gives you a whole bunch of on-page Google My Business profile optimization like analysis, right? It's a competitive analysis type of an app that will generate these reports that are visually appealing. That it's really nice to see the reports in a very visual format because not everybody is real technical, right? And so, for example, showing the reports to potential clients or prospects or even to existing clients to show where there are gaps and rooms for improvement is a great way to convey kind of technical information in a visual way so that a civilian, a layperson, could actually understand it. So I could see them being very valuable for prospecting and helping to generate sales as far as selling GMB optimization services to prospective clients. I also find it to be very useful for just making a very simple, easy to follow report with recommendations on how to optimize to be competitive with the top ranked competitors for whatever search query you're optimizing for. So I think it's something that if, when it's fully available, I will use it in my own agency, and the very, front end or the beginning of what I've developed is called the GMB process checklist at gmbprocess.com. And I use that process internally for my own, I use that process checklist internally for my own agency as well as, my team members. They will run a checklist for each location that we're optimizing, and I can see working the GMB Crush app right into the very beginning of that process checklist so that we have the report and analysis that then we can use to help optimize, do the on-page optimization of the Google My Business profile to be really competitive. Now, I've developed a process that I use over and over again for the specific industry that I'm in that works really well. But what I found by using the GMB Crush app and running the GMB Wizard was that there were oftentimes, like categories that were common to many of the top ranked competitors and new areas that I was competing in. I work in one industry, mainly the tree service industry. So I'm really familiar with which keywords are should be used and the way to optimize profiles and everything else. But what this app revealed to me was that there were a lot of instances or cases, a lot of locations that I was optimizing in where there were additional categories that were common among most of the top ranked competitors that I wasn't including because they didn't seem fully relevant to my business, however, or to the business that I was promoting. But if seeing the same category appear in multiple top ranked businesses for that particular location, if they're present, then it's likely that I should also include those in mine, right? And so I just started testing with that, where I've started to include some of these categories that I hadn't thought to use before. And the jury's still out as to whether it will help or not, but I'm fairly confident that it will. But it's also cool because it gives you very quick, stats on what the competitors are doing as far as GMB posting, their frequency of posting, how quickly they're generating reviews. All of that kind of stuff is really important, I think, to kind of gauge what sort of activity level you should be providing for or producing with each location, right, to be competitive. Oftentimes we end up outworking our competitors anyways, just because we do more activity type posts, GMB posts and things like that anyway. But it's nice to actually get the stats on the competitors all in one easy to follow and easy to read report. And besides that, I realize there are also other developments coming down the line that I think will make this app an incredibly valuable tool for my own agency as well as for our students and members at Semantic Mastery. So I'm looking forward to getting full access to it once it's available and checking out some of the developments. If you take a look at the roadmap alone for the GMB Crush app, it looks really cool. Like having some third-party integrations in there I think is going to be great. Perhaps being able to schedule posts and publish posts directly from the GMB app would also be awesome. And, bringing in some off-page metrics, I think, would also be very helpful. And hopefully that's part of one of the things that will be included in the integrations. But again, I'm Bradley with Semantic Mastery. I found this app to be very valuable. The reports are beautiful. I think that's going to make it easy to convey technical information to clients and prospective clients in a very easy way for them to understand. And also, like I said, I plan on using these reports at the very front end of my GMB process checklist for my own agency and for my team to use, so that when we're optimizing or beginning a new project, we will have pretty much all of the on-page data that we need specific to each location, right? So what I'm saying is, for my industry, I know what generally works almost every single time, which is why I've developed a process checklist out of it. But as I said, every location has its unique, has things that are unique to it, right? So for example, like I mentioned, categories is one of them. Posting, frequency of reviews, generating new reviews, all of those kind of things that are kind of unique to each specific location, which is it takes a lot more manual effort to try to determine all of that on your own. And this app just makes it incredibly quick. I mean, within just a matter of seconds, you have the top 3 competitors, or whatever 3 competitors you choose to analyze against, all of their data right there. And I found that to be incredibly valuable. So I'm going to use this for my own agency for sure, and would very much like to also introduce this app to my students and members at Semantic Mastery, so that they can also benefit from this as well. So hats off to the team at GMB Crush. I appreciate you all letting me beta test it, and I think it's a great app, and I'm looking forward to you launching it so that I can use it in my own agency and introduce it to the Semantic Mastery audience. Thanks, guys.